Malobkin, or good morning in the Mayan language. As you can probably see by the direction of the sun, it's not morning, and you can probably tell by the jacket that not anywhere in the Maya civilization areas of Mexico or Guatemala or Belize. Um, so if you went today to Tulum, which is a coastal city in the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, and you have one of the fascinating guides there that tell you about some of the history of that Mayan site at Tulum. They'll tell you about the fact that a lot of the Maya people believed that their gods would return via the sea. The people lived at Tulum, and the Caribbean Sea being right there. Um, and so when the Spanish arrived, a lot of them were, uncertain. They were seeing these types of boats that they had never seen, and they thought perhaps these were the returning gods. But the guides will also tell you about this sort of perception that you can have of this site, that it is one of the kind of remnants of this civilization, of the Maya civilization, but also one of the first churches in the New World, Christian churches. So this site, Tulum, beautiful place, is about 30 miles from another Maya site, Coba, where if you traveled there today, you'd be able to climb up on one of the pyramids. That goes up to about 138 feet high. And so these were sites, some of the sites of the Maya civilization. So at Coba, you would also see these things called sakbeb, or the singular is sakbe, S-A-C-B-E. And they were basically these raised pathways or roads to keep away from the rains. If you just put a road that was kind of on ground level, you'd have extensive problems with flooding. And so these raised pathways connected different cities of the Maya. They also connected areas where there are housing clusters. So in a lot of the Maya cities, you'll see clusters of houses, almost like little communities that you would see in America or other places today. These communities of about 15 houses, and then there would be another sakbe that connected another section within these cities of the Maya. Another thing that you could also do as a tourist, and kind of connecting the tourism to the history here, is go to these cenotes. And these are basically sinkholes where a lot of the Maya got their water from, their drinking water from. And of course the people today can go and jump in this pretty cold water that are sometimes like a cave, and that you would walk downstairs to. So the classic Maya period, although the Maya civilization really lasts for about 2,000 years, the real classic period is considered the 3rd century to the 9th century. And this is the era of extensive city building, although the city building did last beyond that era as well. So during that period, the classic Maya, the kind of the center of the Maya civilization was at Tikal in Guatemala, and also at Calakmul in Mexico, which would be kind of like the southern part of Mexico in the Yucatan Peninsula, which is the Yucatan Peninsula is eastern Mexico. So another thing you would see at a lot of the Maya sites is this ball game that they played, and it's called Poctapoc, and P-O-K-T-A-P-O-K, and it's what they do is they can't use their hands or their feet, and they have to sort of use their hips to knock this ball. And the balls would sometimes be like 8 pounds. So you think about kind of like a bouncing one, almost like a bowling ball that could bounce. And they had to hit this generally with their hips on these platforms that were angled generally, and had this circle that they had to knock through. So we'll see videos of that. But after the classic Maya period, a lot of the kind of centers, the cities shifted north. So if you think of like Guatemala and the very southern part of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, the Mexican part today, as being the classic era, after the post-classic era, so after basically the 9th century, then there were more cities in today's Mexico Yucatan Peninsula. We'll take it from there.